How do you guys know about the Burgundy Muthafuckin Mist?
And I'm not, the only number that I'm ever worried about is number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah,
everything else I'm not worried about.
Else I can, number 2 and number 3, no matter how long they are, they're perfect.
Yeah.
But number 1, when you open up an album, sometimes people want to get to the music. So if we're north of a minute and a half, 2 minutes, we have to start like gauging what kind of impact that'll have on the kids. Mark Alford, he does the news here for Channel 4, if I'm not mistaken. He came, and I went down to Channel 4 and we did this thing on television for The Gift of Rap. You know, and he did this like Naugahyde Nightmare or something, this kind of rap, and I just loved his energy. So the idea for the album is a meteor, right, hitting Pleasant Hill, you know what I mean, near my home, you know. And I wanted a newscaster to do it, and I wanted to be real. And I wrote it out, and he changed it and made it him, and came to the studio and knocked it out. It's just so beautiful, man. He did like 3. I was wondering, should we make it sound like it's on television? Do you usually have anything behind you, or an introduction or anything?
You could have some sort of like news music.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I wanted to ask you about.
I would do that, and it would get the attention more, and then it'd kind of drive the verbiage too.
Totally.
When I think about this, I want it to sound like a real news story. You know what I mean?
And I can get real excited and hype it up. I mean, you know, like it's actually happening, like the world's coming to an end kind of thing.
I just want you to do you, my friend. Yeah. You do you perfectly.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. I'm Mark Alford with breaking news this hour out of Pleasant Hill, Missouri, where we're getting reports of a meteorite hitting today in an open field there. The impact could be felt as far away as downtown Kansas City, with tremors felt in high-rise office buildings.
When the meteorite actually lands in Pleasant Hill, you know, I'm like right there, you know, where my house is, you know. So on this meteorite, there's this thing on it by the name of EBAH. You guys are probably familiar with EBAH, you know, Evil Brain Angel Heart. So this thing lands, boom, and it leaves behind this burgundy mist that spreads all over our area. And when this burgundy mist spreads, everything starts changing for the better. Because when people saw EBAH, the actual picture, they think devil. I don't like that shit. And the only reason I say that is because of the fiery crown. Well, I guess so. You know, maybe the devil has a fiery crown, I don't know. Never seen the devil or Jesus or God, so I don't really know. So what people call it Satan. My album, I made EBAH divine. So the album goes from bad when on impact with the fire, then the burgundy mist spreads, then the words EBAH burnt on the side of buildings, of the schools.
3, 2. We have some developing news now to tell you this hour of apparent mass vandalism in Kansas City. Police say it looks like the vandals are targeting local school buildings. Now, traditionally, vandals use spray paint, as you know, to tag property. In these cases, the letters EBAH appear to be burned into the sides of multiple Kansas City school buildings. Police say it happened sometime overnight. They say the only lead they have right now points to some sort of connection with Kansas City-based rap artist Tech Nine, maybe a fan. You might remember Tech Nine released a recording back in September of 2012. We need the date in there, 18th.
In the schools, the children's test scores start going up and crime rate goes down and everything, man. I made it do that so people would look at EBAH and think divine as opposed to thinking devil with a crown, with a fiery crown, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm a little bit extreme, you know what I mean? But I wanted this to be something heavenly that came from this meteorite or asteroid or whatever. And that's just my imagination at work. And I think that's important to have an imagination and to come up with a story that I think is really wonderful, because this is how I want the world to go. That's why I did the album like that, like fire, water, and earth. And I made earth my heavenly level, because I think Earth needs heaven more than ever right now. You know, sizzling.
I gotta be honest with you. I kind of like the spots where it seems a little frantic too. You know what I mean? Like I almost it seems very real. So I wouldn't change anything. The other take would just be for backup. Yeah, because honestly, the areas like where you said those instead of them is fine with me, because if it's too perfect, then it becomes super scripted. I like the fact that there's little imperfections and like I love
That's how I do my newscast. Lots of imperfections.
It shapes the whole album for real. You know, the album goes from bad to good, fire, water, and earth. You know what I mean? So it goes from hell to heaven for real, just like angelic, but in a different way, man. And then Mark Alford brought it together.